This podcast was produced as a part of the project supported under Public Diplomacy 2020 New Dimension, being co-financed by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Poland. The publication expresses the views of the authors exclusively and does not represent the official position of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Poland.
First, let me introduce European Institute of Innovation and Technology, EIT Food Community, that is the largest innovation network in Europe. EIT brings together organizations coming from higher education institution, research organization, and industry. EIT concentrates on bridging the gap between idea and product, between research and putting product on the market. It carries out activities that cover the entire innovation chain. So we training and we have educational programs. We are reinforcing the journey from the research to the market, innovation project, as well as business incubators and accelerators. EIT partners are working together, preparing projects and implementing activities in terms to boost innovation, create new business, quality jobs, and grow. EIT reaches its objective by working with universities, companies, and research institutions. Those three groups of stakeholders compose the knowledge triangle. In EIT network, there are over 800 companies, 200 universities, nearly 200 research institutions coming from Europe. EIT is also working with NGOs and the cities. EIT is the biggest innovation community in Europe with the global approach. Our results: real sustainable products, service, entrepreneurs, engineers, scientists, companies, revenue, profit, and jobs. Since 2010, EIT launched 9 innovation communities, acting in specific areas as digitalization, transition to zero carbon economy, health, raw materials, renewable source of energy, smart and green transport, strongest of European manufacturing. But today we are going to talk about agri-food sector and the activities of EIT Food. Let's start by listing the biggest challenges of the sector. By 2015, the world population will reach 10 billion people, most of them living in the cities. So how we assure the access to nutrition and healthy food? Almost 2 billion adults are overweight and 800 million are malnutritioned or without enough food. At the same time, about 25% is lost and wasted every year. Without the change, the global food system will continue to degrade the environment and diminish the world capacity to produce enough quality food in the future. Also, we will face a global trends like rapid urbanization, growing demand for a diverse and nutritious food, loss of valuable food production lands due to changed climate. The food system is responsible for 1/4 of the world's human-caused greenhouse emission. The food sector has stacked in 20th century with the complex, fragmented structure, limited availability of sustainable packaging, and slow adaptation of emerging technologies. Last but the least, the lack of consumer trust impact negatively the agri-food sector, especially big companies and food producers. Those challenges demand the actions. Our mission, the mission of EIT Food, is to address the societal challenges affecting the food system and to transform and improve the agri-food sector. EIT Food is driven by 6 strategical objectives. Each of them is tackling the specific challenge. The first addresses low consumer trust in their food. We want to promote healthier nutrition. We want to build the more connected food system with the consumer and the sender using digital tools. We want to promote sustainability through resources stewardship, educate to engage, innovate and address the skill gaps. In Poland and Central Europe, very often students are saying that agriculture is not attractive for them to study. So they rather focus on biotechnology and other science than the food science. And the last objective is to promote entrepreneurship. In addition to those strategic objectives, EIT Food has 6 innovation focus areas in which we would like to concentrate the project. We have selected those areas and as a focus point. So here you have listed alternative proteins, sustainable agriculture, targeted and personalized nutrition, sustainable aquaculture, digital traceability, and circular food system that includes prevention to the food loss and food waste. Next to the focus area, EIT Food has consumer centricity and use of digital technologies as cross-cutting priorities that are important for all focus areas. I mentioned the challenges of our food sector. We identify objectives, but how to achieve them? EIT food projects are executed by ecosystem on innovators, partners coming from large food companies, research institutions, universities, but also we have startups that compose our association Rising Food Stars. Those startups are the most promising companies providing products and service. We are recruiting them all over Europe. Many of them are coming from Central Europe, Poland, Latvia, Estonia. The members of this association cover the entire food value chain. They receive the support in terms of coaching, training. We facilitate across the new markets, access to new markets. Those startups participate in innovation projects together with big industry, the best European research institution and university. They are equal food with other partners within EIT Foods. I would like to tell you about a little bit more how EIT Food is organized. We have geographical location of partners. We have 5 offices in Europe. We are calling them very often co-location centers. Our headquarters is located in Belgium, in Leuven, but also we have office in UK, in Reading, in Spain, in Madrid and Bilbao, Munich. And we are speaking actually to you with one of the offices from Warsaw. Polish partners, I should name, maybe you heard about the company Maspex. They are the owner of the labels as Tymbark, Kubuś, or the past producer Lubella. We have in our network University of Warsaw, Institute of Animal Reproduction and Food Science, Polish Academy of Science, but also Polish Food Bank, Hungarian organization Camden, food industry R&D oriented, and Lithuania at 21, which is agri-food tech company. As you probably noticed, we don't have many partners coming from Central Europe. It's something we are working, and we would like to enlarge the network of organizations coming from this region. This is also the reason that EIT introduced the outreach program, Regional Innovation Scheme, to widening the participation in IT and its programs. We are designing activities that would benefit stakeholders from Central and Eastern Europe and also south part of Europe, including Turkey. To facilitate performance in those regions, EIT Food has collaboration with local organizations. Those are important players coming from universities, academia, but also private companies and NGO. An important actor of agri-food sector. They are acting as EIT Food hubs and design their own activities, trainings, workshops, food hackathons. Those activities are conducted in local language, and they are addressing mostly students, startups, but also farmers and SMEs. In Serbia, we have collaboration in the CICT company that support business development EIT Food has large portfolio of activities. We are working in 4 areas as education, innovation, business creation, and public engagement. I would like to invite you also to visit our website when you will find description of each activities we are conducting in Europe. I would like to point it that the main groups we are targeting in Central Europe are startups, students, researchers, but also public authorities, farmers, small and medium-sized enterprises, professionals, and consumers. We are building the portfolio of our activities with the responding to the needs of the local ecosystem. That is why it's very important for us to have a dialogue with public authorities. It is achieved on a few levels. So we are trying to meet country representatives of Brussels level, but also we are reaching those people through our hub organization. EIT Food has also policy support body, Risk Policy Council, that is working on synergies of risk activities with smart specialization strategies. We are building a network of representatives of government institutions, national and regional agencies responsible for preparation operational programs and implementation of smart specialization in agri-food sector. So Government Executive Academy is capacity building program for representative of national region authorities. I would like to focus now on the business creation activities. We have large portfolio of the programs, how we support business idea holders and startups in each state of development. I already mentioned the Rising Food Stars Club, but there are much more programs, a seedbed incubator, accelerator, and business service for scale-ups. We would like to give you some of examples of how EIT Food is supporting entrepreneurship. I will start with EIT Jumpstarter. That is a pre-accelerator program supporting business idea holders. So those are not startups, but the people having ideas and they would like to learn how to build a business plan. It is a very unique collaboration of 6 EIT communities that provide trainings for innovators in sector of healthcare, renewable energy sources, raw materials, manufacturing, but also urban mobility, and of course, agri-food sector. Program has 2 parts, bootcamps that are workshops focused on building business models. The second stage is local, a validation of my assumptions. We are teaching teams how to present their business idea in the structural way and how to open the company. This program is an example how we are running activity very close to the local ecosystem, as workshops are usually organized in several locations all over the Central and Eastern Europe. At EIT Grand Finals, team present their ideas in front of jury, and they get awards up to 10,000 euros. Jumpstarter is an activity for anyone who has innovative idea for business that could solve the challenges we are facing as European community. We have people coming from different ages. We have students, young people, but also researchers with their 30, 40 years of experience. They have a knowledge, but they would like to learn how to bring the idea from the lab to the market. Jumpstarter would be the first stage to learn how to become an entrepreneur. I would like to share with you 2 examples of successful development of turning idea to the business. So let me introduce you a Serbian startup. Those are female teams, researchers coming from Novi Sad, who took part in the bootcamp in 2018 in Zagreb. During today's workshops, those ladies were preparing the first business plan of the solution. Fijus aims to fight anemia and iron deficiency. Their product is a natural juice that increase iron level in the blood and prevent the treat of health problem, especially help pregnant women and women in general to defeat anemia. The grant from EIT was used to create first product prototype and test on their coaching session, women volunteered and monitoring changes in their iron levels. In 2018, the startup joined Seedbed Incubator that provide them opportunity to reach the next step and transform the team's scientific idea to the commercial viable product. As a part of Seedbed Incubator, Fijus were testing the market directly with 100 potential consumers. As I mentioned, Seedbed is an incubator. It's an activity for entrepreneurs looking for validate their solution or their product and launch new business. Also for recently launched startups looking to validate product market fit. The Seedbed program supports innovators, entrepreneurs to go out and meet potential customers through training based on unique consumer-oriented methodology, mentorship from leading agri-food sector experts, and of course, funding of up to 10,000 to validate business idea with potential consumers. So for companies, it's also opportunity to go to the fairs, the big international events all over the world. The second example of successful startup is Fibreo, coming from Romania, from Cluj-Napoca. They are producing fiber-rich snacks, but what is important as a raw materials, they are using overcomes from juice processing overall. They start their journey with Jumpstarter last year, and this year they are working with Seedbed Incubator, so we are hoping very soon they will be able to sell their product on the larger market.